All right, Ringo, here we go.
Hey, it's a Scotch Test Dummies. I'm Scott.
I'm Bart.
We're back to Waterford, Irish whiskey.
Ooh, love Waterford.
Happy St. Patty's Day.
Ooh, we're going to test it.
Cuvee style.
Love it. All right, so you've had this one, I take it now.
Well, we did
It's
sample
Argot,
it.
but
We did sample it.
Some people in the Midwest would call it Argot.
Argot.
Argot. You got to try you some Argot.
Now remember, those are pry.
Oh,
Those
that's
glass
right.
toppers.
Good
Pry
point. You got to
those
set
off.
it down. You got to pop it.
There you go. See?
Look at that.
I should have let you.
You should have.
mess
I would have
with
been like, I can't get it. Can't get it.
that.
That was part of Mark Rainier's little deal there.
20
That's all glass.
2019, we went to Waterford.
Glad you pointed that out. 2019 was a good year.
Almost 5 years ago.
That's
now.
crazy.
Wow.
2020 sucked.
We learned a lot of Waterford is doing. Mark Rainier was at Bricklottie. Well, it was a lot of places.
Yes.
Wasn't at Bricklottie. Moved on, started Waterford and an old Guinness. Took over an old Guinness brewery, turned it into a whiskey distillery.
Head.
Waterford does single malt whiskeys, not so Irish.
Yeah.
Irish whiskeys, you have either like single pot still method where
Got
they
it.
use malted and unmalted barleys.
Yes.
Waterford does 100% single malt whiskeys, so all malted barley.
Got it.
But they also do single farm distilleries. That terroir
Terroir.
is a big thing at Waterford.
Right.
Different farms, different farmers. We met Seamus Duggan when we were there,
Seamus. Farmer.
or Mick Duggan, as we like to call him.
I called him Mick Duggan.
I said, no, it's just Duggan.
He said just Duggan.
Doug.
Mick would put him in the Scotland area.
No, I think that's
I don't
still
know. You
Irish.
think he
That's
could be a
still
Mick
Irish.
Duggan?
Duggan.
I think this is Duggan.
Anyway, so
Great.
traditionally, and I think most, if not, well, no, they've done a single farm. They take Seamus Duggan's barley.
Keep them
They
separate.
keep them separate. It stays in a bin,
They even know which farm
and then
that Seamus had. They had
and,
it down
well,
by the individual farm.
farm and land, like
lot.
plotted,
Yes.
lot, yeah.
Yes.
So, and then they go through. They would pull Seamus Duggan's barley. They would
Right.
distill that
Yes.
into distillate, and then they would put it in 60% ex bourbon casks,
Yes.
20% Vendu Natural casks, 10%.
This is where you're good.
All these different
Couldn't have
casks.
said the Vindu.
VDN,
I
Vendu
know, I would have
Natural.
messed that up. That part intimidates me.
Which my percentage, they had different casks.
Yes.
Each from the certain
Four
percentages
different
go
casks.
into different casks.
And then they palletize them all in their own area by year. So you can literally pull a pallet down and go, well, there's Dugan's.
Yeah.
There's Seamus's
Right.
year
Yeah.
right there with those.
Yeah, from that
Genius.
lot. I mean, anyway.
Genius.
This is not one of those.
No,
This is
a
not a
blend.
single farm. They've taken several different
Yes.
farmers.
This says
Distillate
together
blended.
several single farms.
Yeah.
Layered in a beguiling depth of complexity.
Like Bricklottie, and I think all of Waterford releases 50% ABV.
Love it.
Yep. They do have, there's a code on here as well, the terroir code.
You can look
You
up as
can go
much as you
to
want.
you can go to Waterford's website.
Deep
I mean,
dive.
yeah,
Deep dive.
all kinds of information from the date and time it was harvested to the date and time it was distilled, and the barley strain, the
Yes.
different barleys that are used and everything. So
What farm dogs were running around.
yeah, if Scott and Bart were there
Right.
that day,
Yeah, we were there. We saw it. So
malty, vanilla, it's light oak, slight citrus.
yes. I've got to say, I'm still a little stuffed up from our.
I wasn't going to say it. You said
I
you
know,
wasn't
I had
going to
to
say
it.
it.
I had to say it because I couldn't pick up some of what you were just saying.
Light caramels. I'm saying, I'm not saying it.
I know, but I got to say it because you're getting more
Or
than
say-
me.
don't
And
say
I feel
it.
like the sinuses are letting me down here.
I think it was implied
It was.
when I went through those, and you go, yeah.
Yeah. And then I went in and I was like, I got nothing. I got nothing here. Oh, I spilled a little bit even. Hold on.
Vanilla, really kind of a lighter whiskey nose here. I mean, vanillas, caramels, oak, malt.
I got to keep this one. I like the blue.
We'll probably be buying more of it. I did pop this one. Dustin had not tried this one at R&J Discount Liquor here in town. We'll talk about that and the price on this one. But Dustin had not had this one. We popped it. We tried it in the store. Bart, you were trying the regular. If you buy these with the glass toppers,
yes.
You can't twist the cork out. You have to. It's a little just a pry. Just pry up on the edge of the bottle cork, and it's glass with a glass and a rubber seal on it. But
Mark has found out it's a better way to seal it than last forever. Yeah, you could turn this, nothing. You got to do the pop, and then it's
all right. Let's get it on the palate. Cheers.
Cheers. Mm-hmm. Is the bottom nut? What's going on here? Okay.
So we'll
got it. Right there.
Nice, rich, full palate. 50% ABV is nice here.
There I got a little bit of the maltiness.
Ooh. Lighter palate here. This one, malty, vanillas, caramels, milk chocolate. Light citrusy notes. More sugary, powdered sugary type almost. Confectioner sugar.
Yes, I get that.
Little apple.
See, I'm not driving much more than that confectionery sugary. I didn't get the apple.
Dulce de leche.
Really? Dolce.
Creamy, just creamy, kind of that chocolatey, caramel, creamy texture. Caramel apples, green apples.
Age?
Yeah, I'm sure that would be online. I'm sure they'd probably give you that.
Gotcha.
Once you put in the terroir code.
Yep.
I mean, we were there in 2019. Their whiskey was 3 to 4 years old then, which they could have been releasing,
Wasn't
but
it
they
older?
were holding
I thought
out.
they'd hit 8 years when they had us come. Yeah. Thought they'd waited until they were at 8 years.
No.
Really? You sure? I thought
They were only
waited
3 to 4 years old then.
Huh.
And they were still waiting a couple years to release. Now this one is Cuvee Argot. Cuvee was the very first bottling that they released was called the first Cuvee, first pilgrimage. So this one, Cuvee Argot.
Did you look up Argot?
I did not.
Me neither.
Argot. Argot us some whiskey.
Argotis will bestow you gifts.
I like this one. It feels so
What is it? Wild child.
Yeah. Wild chi.
Wild child.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Yeah, wild child.
Wild chi -LD. Wild child.
Terroir call. Yeah, the code is wild CHI
Actually
-LD.
says something there.
Argot is our wild child. Yes. Huh. Irish barley, water, and yeast.
I like.
Free from coloring and chill filter.
There's some stoned fruits on this one. Some peach, some apricot,
Yep.
stewed.
A willow of the wisp
Mellow.
of Irish peat. I don't get any Irish peat.
Really?
Argot is a wild child. Huh. What? You get a little
Mark?
peat?
No, Mark doesn't like peat. Right?
I don't know if he doesn't like it. I mean, he did have Brook Lottie.
Well, I know. He
didn't-
but see, he resisted doing
Right.
peat
And then they
for a while
did.
too.
Then they
Because
did.
he didn't want to.
Well,
And so then he's like, okay, if you want peat,
then I'm gonna beat you over the head with it.
I'm pretty sure. I think
Beat
that
you
kind of
over the head
surprised me. They're not peating.
I just read the bottle.
Yeah.
That last little deal.
With a mere willow, the wisp
Willow
of
of the
Irish
wisp.
peat. Wonder where that came from. That's very
Yeah.
interesting. Because I'm pretty sure when we were there, we even talked to him about that. And he,
I don't remember him saying he didn't like peat. I have a vague memory that peat can overpower.
yeah.
And I believe that he thinks terroir should be your guide.
It's not,
47%.
if there's a wisp of peat in here,
Willow wisp. Willow of the
it's
wisp.
it's not revealing itself yet. That's one of the things
Also-
that sometimes with time
Now,
starts to show.
did you notice it's also 750 milliliter?
I did not.
It is.
This one I think was actually released.
You think it's old?
Not that old. Within the last year. But
I like the 750. If you didn't catch on,
750.
750. I like adding it in there. I feel like I'm getting more. 750.
I was impressed with this one. I liked it. I mean, it's not. It's smoother. It's lighter. This is a good whiskey. There's a lot of notes in here. I think it's a nicely done marriage of these different farms. All Waterford single malt barley.
Caramel vanilla.
Yeah.
Or vanilla, primarily, that I'm getting.
But I mean, it's not one of those. You're not going to taste this and go, "This is the best whiskey I've ever had." There's so much depth here. You know, blah 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 blah. This is a good whiskey. This is a good release from Waterford, I think.
Right? Well, I would agree.
Yeah. I'm going to 87 on this one. Maybe 88.
I would
88.
stick, I was closer to you with 87. I was looking 87, 86. 87.
Yeah.
So there you go. Perfect. I guess
So-
my big search is I'm trying to pick up a wisp of
Yeah.
heat, and I don't get it.
I think in the States and in Kansas in our region, Waterford is not well known yet.
Okay.
Irish whiskey isn't necessarily big here,
Okay. So not even like Redbreast.
which is no.
okay.
I think a lot of people overlook this in the States, or at least in Kansas. Overlook Waterford. Very nice bottling though. That should stand out. And it does when you see it on the shelf.
Okay.
This normally was $70. But because of those things, like I said, this has been sitting on the shelf. They're clearing, or not clear. This is on sale
Really?
for $31.
Holy moly! I need to go buy it. How many they got?
Several cases.
Oh,
Yeah.
not for much longer.
Even for $60 to $70 though, I think this is a very nice whiskey.
Yeah, it comes in. What's the proof?
50.
See, it comes in really soft.
Uh-huh.
And more on the vanilla sweet side. And I could see people not quite knowing what category to put it into. You know, it's definitely, well, Irish whiskey, as you pointed out, already sends people. I mean, they're like, where does this land? So, okay.
But Cuvee Argot, if you see it, very nice. Even the $60 to $70 range, if you're in one of those areas where this is on sale, it's been marked down because it's
Go
not
get it.
moving, by all means,
Yeah.
pick this one up.
Interesting.
Yeah. For $60, $70, it's a good buy. For $30, this is a steal.
Oh, I might go get a case. But I ain't kidding. He knows me.
I didn't allude to that. I kind of wanted, it was earlier, something come up about, or no, I said, either before we went live or right at the first of the show, I go, this is a very nice, this is a good whiskey. And you tried it. I was like, well, it's going to come up.
Got it. Scotch It. You Scotch gods.
That's what I was going to say.
I figured.
Cilantro. Dummies.